I finally deleted the dating apps for good after admitting to myself that I was addicted to them for almost 10 years. My name is Chelsea. I created dating content on TikTok for the past almost 3 years, and I chronicled the last few years of my 20s as I casually, serially, rotational dated, kept a roster, rotation, whatever you want to call it. I told you all about that through date vlogs, before, during, after date videos. Dating pretty much was my life, on and offline.
So here we have a dating coach who for the last 10 years of her life has been seeing a ridiculous amount of random men who she kept in rotations. Fantastic.
And now dating doesn't exist at all in my life. I deleted the apps almost a year ago. It was April 30th, 2022 when I deleted them. And the growth that I have had in my life, I could get emotional. How much healthier I am physically, mentally, socially, emotionally. My mental health skyrocketed the second I deleted those apps, and I will never, ever, well, I'm a Scorpio, I got a little Scorpio there. I will never go back to the dating apps, happily. And I don't want to offend you. A lot of people have found partners on the apps and will continue to do that, but not me.
This is what happens when you hit the wall, when you reach 30 plus years of age, and now you are trying to find that quote-unquote good man, that man who isn't just going to ditch you, use you for a hookup, and then continue on to the next woman. Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope you are all doing well. So on today's episode, we are going to be looking through severe amounts of entitlement, dating coaches, all the rest of it, guys. And today's video is made by Manosphere before we jump into it. So don't forget to go and subscribe to his channel for the work that he puts into these videos. And without further ado, let's just jump right in. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments.
Would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'm a 10.
A 10?
Yeah.
That's like flawless though.
Yeah, I am flawless.
Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10.
I'm a 10.
A 10?
Yeah.
That's like flawless though.
Yeah, I am flawless.
Would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'm a 10.
A 10?
Yeah.
That's like flawless though.
Yeah, I am flawless.
Would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'm a 10.
A 10?
Yeah.
That's like flawless though.
Yeah, I am flawless.
Would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'm a 10.
A 10?
Yeah.
That's like flawless though.
Yeah, I am.
Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10.
I'm a 10.
A 10?
Yeah.
That's like flawless though.
Yeah, I am flawless.
Would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'm a 10.
A 10?
Best one.
Now that's an actual 10.
Stifler, ask everyone to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10.
10. 10. 10. 10. Like a 6.
I was gonna say like a 7, maybe 8.
I give myself like 6, 6.9 on a good day. Okay, so but 10? 10? Really? It's a bit of hubris, a little bit, don't you think? I mean, 10?
Confident, not confident.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or if you view yourself as a 10, then surely you must deserve a 10. So if you have a bunch of women who think they're 10, one of the problems in the dating marketplace is people don't have a reasonable self-assessment of their own attractiveness, and thus their standards are, they're not going to be able to secure the type of partner that they're going after if they think they're a 10. No offense, guys. Okay, I'm getting
I disagree.
I'm getting death stares.
Of course they disagree, because nowadays all women think they are 10s. It's not about looks anymore, it's about how confident you are in yourself and body positivity. When I say that women live in a fairy tale, I'm not lying. That's why they get alpha widowed, because they sleep with men that are actuals 8s, 9s and 10s, and then they think that's their level. And they won't settle after that with a normal guy that is actually on their level. They rather be alone forever.
I feel so sorry for the man who was dating one of these women, because I think one of them said that she had a boyfriend and then the other one just instantly disagreed with what he was saying. This is what happens when you try and give a lot of these individuals any sort of reality check. They don't want to hear it. And then what ends up happening, guys, is they end up like the dating coach from the intro of today's video, where they're like, man, you know, maybe it's time that I get off the dating applications and I stop having these like 3-month to 6-month situationships with random men, and I actually go out there and find a good man. But guess what, guys? These women, when their looks fade, men don't want them for anything anymore. You know, like, you can get away with seeing random dudes when your personality is terrible, but you look halfway decent. But watch what happens when women, particularly ones like these, reach age 30 plus, is you can't hide the crappy personality anymore. Let's keep going.
I present to you Miranda's 2022 Dating Wrapped. Let's just get into it, and don't worry, you're not going to be here for long. I had 4 crushes this year. 4 lucky men caught my eye this year.
Is this a piercing in her tooth here? What is this?
So let's get into it and learn a little bit about these men. Crush number 1, I liked him for 2 months. Crush number 2, I liked him for 8 months. Crush number 2, crush number 2 had a damn impact on me. Let's just say that. Crush number 3, I liked him for 3 months. And crush number 2, I liked him for 2. How many of my crushes liked me back?
0.
0. 0 of these men. Sorry. 0 of these guys liked me back. I got friend zoned 4 times this year. I did get friend zoned 4 times.
Another woman that shows she's looking for men out of her league. They probably smashed, but they didn't want a serious relationship with her.
Dating in London, 2022 Wrapped. 63 dates, 40 men.
63 dates? Guys, how do people... I'm sorry, I have to pause it here. How do you have the amount of time in your year to go on 63 days? Like, how do you have this much time to go on this many dates? I literally don't understand this. That's absolute insanity. And this is why I don't care when women get online, guys, and they cry about being alone, etc., especially when they're like this woman's age, because she's had so many chances. Okay, the reason why these girls are single, guys, a lot of the time is because they are keeping themselves single. They set these ridiculously high standards. They think they're a lot better than they are, so they disqualify men for the stupidest reasons, and then they end up alone, you know, with their cats. And the only guys who they really want are the ones who are way out of their league. 63 dates, man. Imagine being this woman's father. Like, what would you think of that? You know, like, I have to assume that her father just wasn't in her life, because if you get to this stat here, I don't know what to tell you, man.
40 men from 14 different countries, all vying for my heart, where 12 made it to the second date, 6 made it to the third date, and only 1 lucky player made it to date number 9.
Quote-unquote lucky, by the way.
Where did I meet these men, you might ask? Not in real life, apparently. So all of these men were met on dating apps except for 2. One guy actually slid into my email, so shout out to him. That was creative.
I'm gonna go back here for a second, guys. So a lot of these female dating coaches and people who have no idea what they're talking about will try and tell you that looks don't matter, right? That you as a guy, I think I saw like literally earlier today a Wheat Waffles video come up and talk about this, why there's so many blue-pilled men out there. A lot of individuals will try and sell, particularly men, the idea that your looks don't matter. 60% of this modern woman's dating accolades have occurred as a result of Bumble alone. Hinge is another 17.5%. Guys, these applications, if you're going out there and dating, which, you know, good luck to you if you are all physically based. These women don't judge you on these apps based on your personality. It really is all about how you look. Such a high degree of dating these days is about how you look. And when women go out here and they swipe on these men and they think that they are 10s, you end up with some very questionable dating results, as we see through these graphs here.
So shout out to him. That was creative. Half of my Thursday and league dates made it to a second date. 29% of my Bumble dates made it to a second date, and only 3% of my Hinge dates made it to a second date. So do better, guys on Hinge. Do better.
Yeah, the men have to do better.
All right, now it's time for the fun stuff, the speed round. Let's get into it. 3 guys made me cry. 3 guys catfished me. 2 guys ghosted me. 14 mutual ghosts occurred as well. 2 guys named Matt, 2 guys named Scott, 2 guys named Jack. 4-letter names. Who knew? 1 guy I blocked an unknown number of bottles of wine consumed and 232.5 hours of my life that I will not get back. But honestly, no regrets.
This is a new trend on TikTok now in 2023. And
Oh,
also
really?
using this filter on your voice. I don't understand why would anybody like that. Plus, she forgot one important thing to mention in those stats. How many times she smashed.
Smash, smash, smash!
I don't know who needs to hear this, but I do. In 2023, when a man shows us who he is, we listen. When he doesn't know how to schedule dates, when he doesn't know how to communicate, when he doesn't listen to us, we're not trying to change him. When he shows us who he is, we listen.
Hey, just a quick reminder, you deserve somebody who knows what they have when they have you, who doesn't have to lose you in order to see your worth.
Dating advice I'd give to my younger self now. A guy who wants to simply will. If he wants to keep you a secret on social media, it's goodbye. It pays to have a good heart, but don't be naive. Stop making excuses for them. You are not paying for that first date or going half. Do not wait more than 3 months for a guy to ask you out. Stop arranging the dates for him. You are the woman, you are the prize.
You know, I've seen this a lot where these women get confused and they say, why isn't my man posting me on social media? Why is he hiding me? The answer to that question is usually because you embarrass him. Okay? Men do not want to, if a guy uses social media, and there are a lot of guys who don't, but if a guy has social media and you're asking yourself, why hasn't he posted me? It's because he doesn't want to post you. Okay, because a lot of men know. Can you guys imagine, right? You're casually dating a woman, she's pushing for something serious, she wants you to post her on her Instagram, but it's like, why would you do that? Why would you announce to everyone in your area that this is like the, you know, this is the girl that you're hanging out with? Like, it's all well and good, guys, but a lot of these girls have terrible personalities, they're not very nice people, they're seeing multiple men at the same time. It's nothing to advertise about. It really isn't.
Let him work for it. If he spends more time with his friends than you, he's probably gay or a man-child. If he claims...
I'm sorry, what? I'm gonna play that back. And this is literally exactly what I was just talking about when I was talking about the bad personality thing. I just brought up the fact, guys, just then. I said that a lot of these girls have bad personalities, and I pressed play on the clip again, and I thought to myself, you know, maybe I was being a little bit too harsh on this woman, and then not 1 second later, she says this.
If he spends more time with his friends than you, he's probably gay or a man-child. If he claims...
Yeah, guys, so if you have friends, you know, if you like to spend more time with them, apparently these, you know, this is what fits you. Really, and to think, guys, I stopped for a second and I was like, wow, I thought I was a little bit too harsh on her there. Maybe she actually has an okay personality. And then, you know, right away, she turns around and she says that.
Claims his ex is a psycho. Run. Stay away from guys who go to nightclubs. Big on this one. It's so important that he makes you laugh. If his friend's caught and the first thing he says is, I'm with my girlfriend, red flag, red flag.
I love how she says, don't meet men at nightclubs and make sure the man makes you laugh. What's the bet, guys, that a lot of the men that she's hooked up with have been from nightclubs and there was no laughing involved?
It's just an emotional attachment. If you're not happy within yourself, you can't be happy in a relationship. Stop putting them on a pedestal they do not deserve to be on. If you want to text them, think about them in a potato sack race. If you're not dating for marriage, you are dating for heartbreak, so do not waste any time on someone you wouldn't consider marrying. It is okay to be single. Never, ever, ever, ever beg for the bare minimum. The reason he hides his phone is not because he is a private person. One chance and you're out. There are so many other guys out there who will treat you 10 times better. No matter how long you've been with them, never let yourself become easy access.
Holy.
You're a busy woman, you've got your own life, you've got your own things to do. Let them...
I'm skipping this clip. I am not listening to the rest of that. Let's continue.
I finally deleted the dating apps for good after admitting to myself that I was addicted to them for almost 10 years.
I love how it's an addiction to dating applications and not an addiction to the random validation that you get from unknown men on those applications or going out to see them.
My name is Chelsea. I created dating content on TikTok for the past almost 3 years, and I chronicled the last few years of my 20s as I casually, serially, rotational dated, kept a roster, rotation, whatever you want to call it. I told you all about that through date vlogs, before, during, after date videos. Dating pretty much was my life, on and offline.
Can you guys imagine, right? You're a dude and maybe you are looking to go out there and have a serious relationship and you come across this woman, okay? And maybe you guys go on a very traditional I don't recommend this, but you guys just first date, you go out on a dinner date and you ask this woman what she does, you know, what her job entails, what exactly she does during most of her time. And she tells you that she chronicles her dating experiences. Okay, and you go onto her YouTube, her TikTok, whatever, and you find that there's just a bunch of videos of her talking about all of these different men that she's dated. This is why I laugh when you see these girls say, man, I'm looking for a guy who's going to marry me. What incentive does a man have to marry someone who does that? I don't understand it, man.
And now dating doesn't exist at all in my life. I deleted the apps almost a year ago. It was April 30th, 2022 when I deleted them. And the growth that I have had in my life, I could get emotional. How much healthier I am physically, mentally, socially, emotionally. My mental health skyrocketed the second I deleted those apps. And I will never, ever, well, I'm a Scorpio. I got a little Scorpio there. I will never go back to the dating apps, happily. And I don't want to offend you. A lot of people have found partners on the apps and will continue to do that, but not me. I wasn't going to find the kind of man I want on the dating apps. And the time that I was spending on those apps was taking time away from becoming the kind of woman that my dream man wants.
I would argue that your dream man probably doesn't want to date a serially dating coach. Or, you know, like, it's really weird how these videos pan out, man. And notice how she says that she's looking for a different quality of guy that she wouldn't meet on those dating applications now. So she's getting off the dating applications, and the reason why she's doing this, she'll probably go back anyway, but the reason why she's doing this is because she's not looking for hookups anymore. She's looking for something serious. She's looking for something long-term. She's looking for that marriage. And I encourage men not to get married. I don't think it's a good idea for men to go out here and get married in 2023 and beyond, because these women are not deserving of the marriage, guys. You know, not only are they not deserving of it, it's also incredibly dangerous in terms of losing your assets, losing any kids that you guys might have. It's just a bad deal for men all around.
I've lost 55 pounds in the past year. I have strengthened and recuperated relationships with my friends and family. I've gotten back into philanthropy and volunteering my time. I'm starting a new business, which I can't wait to tell you about. So much has happened in the past 8-9 months, more so than the last 10 years that I spent on Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, The League, whatever apps. You can do it. You can delete them. You're going to be okay. I don't rely on validation from strange 30 to 35-year-old men in Charlotte, North Carolina anymore. And those 30 to 35-year-old men in Charlotte, North Carolina can come find me in the wild if they'd like to talk to me. But the second I deleted those apps, I got my life back.
Yeah guys, she's back. She featured in another video of mine where she explained how she was rotational dating 5 guys at the same time. And now she has found the light. Now she deleted the dating apps and she's better, and now she wants to find true love. Guys, please, all of you, forget her past and date her and make her your wife.
Here's my take on building a roster in the year 2022. This point of view is definitely more for someone in their healing era, maybe relatively new to being single, but I feel extremely strongly about it. First off,
how is it healing to have a rotation of dudes? I don't.
On building a roster, I absolutely love the term. It reminds me of like when our parents were younger and they were dating around. Like my mom was dating 6 guys when she met my dad. So having a roster as a woman, I think, is a way of kind of like bringing back that concept as society and being like, yeah, a girl can talk to a few guys at the same time and not be SLUT shamed. But when you're building a roster in your healing era, that doesn't mean you're actually talking day to day with like 7 different dudes. Your roster is not your pen pal. You're getting to know what you like and don't like at a young age, which is amazing. You don't need to talk to them every day. If they want to get to know me, they can take me to a sit down dinner date, and for that, that's good. You go on a date with someone, yeah, they should text you like, thanks for a nice day, let's do it again. I think texting someone back and forth when you're really just trying to work with yourself, you're essentially giving them girlfriend privileges without being their girlfriend to like 7 different guys. No, that is not the roster we're building this year. Not for 2023. I told you guys I was passionate. When you're healing, a really big transition for people is those moments of silence. You're sitting in bed and it's a time where you would have typically texted your ex, for example, when you were in a relationship. And sometimes what happens is the first guy that you hook up with or whoever takes you on a date, you're constantly wanting them to fill that void with communication, and instead you're not working on yourself. So build a roster, see what you like and don't like, flirt with people, flirt with yourself, but don't be pen pals and don't give them girlfriend privileges.
This is very interesting. So she's talking about building a roster, and she says that her mom also had one. Well, what can I say? Like mother, like daughter.
And you know, guys, at the end of the day, she's kind of doing the most harm to herself. It's really interesting, like she's saying how she's not going to give girlfriend privileges to these men, as if these men are going to care. They're not quote unquote talking to you to talk to you. They're not interested in you as a person. They're not interested in getting to know you on a quote unquote deeper level. Like when she says that I'm not going to give away the girlfriend privileges, I can't imagine any of the men who she's seeing are actually going to care about that at all.
Of 2023. The main place that I'm trying to meet these people is over dating apps, because let's be honest, it's really hard to meet people in real life these days. But something that you should know about me that might come as a surprise, might not, probably doesn't, let's be honest, is that I am really horrible at flirting over apps. I can do it in person if someone gives it to me first, then I'm able to kind of like follow their lead of flirting in real life. But over apps, I just struggle with knowing what to say and like how to say things. And I just come off really bland, I think. So that's something that I'm struggling with. I don't know how to like take the conversation from just like talking about our interests and our days to like flirting. But maybe that's real life, because when you meet people, usually you just talk about common interests first, right? So maybe I shouldn't be so hard on myself, but any tips for like being more fun on dating apps would be welcome, because your girl is struggling.
Ma'am, it's very easy. If you don't know how to talk on dating apps, then stop using them.
You know, none of these girls will stop using dating applications, is my opinion, by the way. Like, they've all said that they're done, or they're struggling with it, or they refuse to use them anymore, but these women will eventually come back to dating apps. They'll continue to use them until they reach 30 years of age, and then, you know, they'll go out there, they'll try their phase of looking for a good guy in the wild, as they call it, and then they'll go back again. Guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. Any experiences that you guys have that you'd like to share in the comments, feel free to do so. That is what the box is for. And as always, guys, make sure to go and subscribe to Manosphere for creating today's video. Really good content creator. He goes through the effort of putting these videos together for us to cringe at. So make sure to go and show him some support. And as always, guys, take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.